Welcome to my channel. I am going to be making some, or not making them, I'm going to be prepping some DIY embellishments. I have not made them in a minute, so I thought, why not bring y'all along, have a crafty little check. So I have some newspaper, and I will be using this basically I'm going to use this newspaper and prep it as some craft supplies and a base for some DIY embellishments. You know what? Let me tear it. I'll go ahead and tear it just so it fits on my desk. So I pulled out some of my dies. This is, well, let me show you. One is this little pocket. I have the pocket. This is not a die. These are just some little craft sets that I purchased from, I think these came from Hobby Lobby. I may pull this apart and just make some more because I don't have a die like this. And I thought I had another one. Oh, and I have this little envelope. But instead of, so I'm going to just use the die as a kind of template, and I'm going to trace it because I'm not sure how this newspaper will go through like the die cutting thing. And plus I want to see actually like what parts of the newspaper I'm using, because I only want to use like the newsprint parts. I don't want to use the sales paper. So I basically put it to see where I want to actually cut it. You know, let me just tear it all up. So while we are crafting, I want to chat about, I guess, the idea of turning trash to treasure. You know, I literally, like one of these newspapers came out of my yard, and one of them I took out the neighbor's yard. I had my son to stand and watch while I went over there and took the paper. I don't think they cared because it had gotten wet anyway. So yes, let's talk about turning trash into treasure. Why I love making like DIY embellishments, my whole take on junk journaling, because I think I don't know if I can use any of this part. Yeah, I think this part I can just throw away. I think my style of junk journaling is kind of different. Like, I can throw this part away too. I don't do the typical just, I don't know, finding, you know, some people, they use receipts, just all kind of just random stuff. I don't do it from like, I'm not just collecting all sorts of things to go in my junk journal, but I look at it, I guess, more from a literal standpoint. So my junk journal is, oh, look at the little dog. That might make a perfect, oh, I wish I wouldn't have cut that part. Maybe I can still use it. Turn this over. Oh yeah, I can still use it. So I think of my junk journal as a place just to kind of process all of my emotions and sort of turn them into something else. So that's the whole, I don't know, the whole idea of, you know, trash to treasure, turning those not so great moments, and I know sometimes they are great moments, but just turning those emotions into something else. And I guess for my, let me just put a little notch right there. Can you even see this? I don't think I can see this with this pen. There's my pink pen. Yes, sweet. Pink just always makes everything work. So I was saying I use my junk journal mainly as a place to sort of process emotions. Some of them not so great. Some of them are just things I just need to move through, but I don't want to detail it out in my daily journal. So I use the Hobonichi just as my daily memory journal, just documenting things. But when emotions get heavy, I kind of put them in my junk journal. So it's kind of like turning those heavy emotions into something beautiful. Because even though sometimes we go through things that aren't the best, you still need to feel. Or for me, I feel like you still need to feel those emotions and move through them so they don't get stuck. So my whole idea of, I don't know, just making DIY embellishments is kind of the same idea. You just using all of your scraps, everything you have, and just turn it into something beautiful. And that's kind of what Fabulously Creative is all about. Like whatever supplies you have, whatever you have available, turn it into something beautiful. And I love adding glitter, adding pink, adding sparkle to things. Like I can be journaling about some tough moments, and I still feel like, oh, it just needs just a little bit of sparkle. Let me see. I'm not sure if this newspaper is going to be. I'll see once I cut it. It may not be thick enough. But I thought this would be a nice addition to see how I could use this in my journal. Or so if I use scrapbook paper or cardstock in the inside. I don't know. I actually think I like the newsprint side of it. I don't know why this feels like it came out a different size, or maybe because I didn't put it through the die cut, it came out a little wonky. You know what? I am going to cut it. So now I have a little pocket for some hidden journaling. And I can either come back and decorate this side or use it on that side. You know what would make this work? This is, you know what, let me cut a little piece of it. This is like some iridescent, it's called contact paper. It's like this contact paper that you can put on top of stuff to give it, it gives it like this iridescent, it gives it a little sparkle, but it also makes one side of it waterproof. So let's see how this works. And I have used this for die cuts. I haven't really used it for anything else. I've used this for die cuts to go into my planner. And you know what? I'm not going to be able to write on it. That's my ink pen. So yes, that is my kind of my take on kind of why I just love making DIY embellishments. Because, and I guess it translates to real life. I love just to see either scraps, like just scraps of fabric, or just scraps of paper that I can, I don't know, just seeing that, okay, this can be turned into something else. Kind of like those, I won't even say trash to treasure, but just like turning moments that could have been seen as negative, or things that could be seen as trash, and turning them into something else. And for me, making DIY embellishments, it's not really about saving money. I mean, even though you can, you do get some free supplies out of it, but it's more about just turning things into something else. Kind of that whole, when life deals you lemons, you make lemonade. So kind of making all these DIY embellishments, and kind of the whole theme of my junk journal is I am making lemonade right now. And if you watch my junk journal videos, like especially the ones where I do not do a voiceover, and I guess you can say right now I'm going through some pretty heavy things, but I am not letting it get me down. In the past I would have kind of oh, I cannot see the line on here. Or did I write the line? In the past, like going through things, this is that moment where I would have kind of stopped crafting, stopped creating, because life just gets heavy sometimes. So my junk journal and making DIY embellishments is my way of staying creative and just not letting things get the best of me. And oh, that's what happened. I didn't trace it all the way. Let me put it down so you can see it. I'm a little excited to turn this over and fold it to see what it looks like. Yeah, so that is kind of what my theme of everything is right now. Oh, I may need to pull out the cutter. Not the cutter. Y'all know what I mean. Now I am typically more of a voiceover girl. I find it hard. I like to watch other people craft and chat and talk. I love those types of videos, but I just have a hard time doing everything at once. So forgive me if I lose my train of thought a few times. I'll come back to my thoughts. I'm not sure if you can see the shimmer on here. Oh, this is so pretty, because it has like that newspapery feel, but with a little sparkle to it. Yeah, so as I was saying, so if you watch some of my junk journal videos, especially ones where I do not do a voiceover, if you if you actually read the quotes, I'm journaling some pretty intense moments in there, but I'm just choosing, you know what, it's more about acknowledge the moment, feel it, and move through it so it doesn't consume you. It's kind of like if you do not feel those moments and move through them, they will either consume you or they will come out at the worst times, which is something that happens something that I have dealt with in the past. You know, you kind of think a situation is over or you've moved through something, and just when you think, you know, you're happy, life is going good, all of this, I know you have all this stuff you haven't dealt with. And I use journaling and crafting kind of just as a tool. It's my main self-care tool. And this is getting, I don't know, it's getting hard. This is getting hard to fold. I think I will need some wet glue on here. I don't see my other. Why is that TV coming on? I don't know. I know my videos look nicely. Like some of them are nicely edited, so you don't see all of this going on in the background. Because every time I edit, every time I record a video, I either waste paint somewhere, knock something on the floor. So those are the parts of my video that I normally edit out. So I don't know. This is, I'm trying something new because I love the feel of, you know, we're just crafting and chatting. Now, I like the way this looks, but when I go to decorate this, I won't be able to do much except glue stuff on here. Like if I wanted to add some paint or something, I don't think the paint will stick. Oh, I forgot to cut the little notch, but I think I can kind of see the. I don't know if the camera is picking this up. Like the little, that iridescent. I do wish I would have did some paints, like some acrylic or watercolor on here before I put that on there. But I do not feel like pulling out the, I don't feel like pulling out the acrylics. You know what? So I have these like little tags and things on my desk that are already kind of already made. Sometimes while I'm watching TV, I'll just sit and just die cut things. So I always have, let me show you my little, this is one of my little baskets. I always have something like this sitting on my desk. And while I'm watching TV, I'll cut little tags, make little envelopes. So I want to see how I can use this newspaper on some of these. Because I really like the look of newsprint in junk journals. Let me tear another little piece. It just gives it more of a just a handmade look. I am trying to fight the urge to pull out some paint. So I feel like this would have been nice with some paint layered. What else is in my basket? Oh, where are those little brown bags? I really like the look of brown paper. Well, I like writing and journaling on brown paper. So I like the look of brown paper bags and newspaper for a junk journal. Even though I don't have the typical, you know what, I can use a marker. Even though I don't have the typical, most junk journals, they have like that vintage style. I'm not a vintage. I like vintage items, but I don't like the whole vintage look of things. I like bright pops of color. Even if I'm journaling about something sad, I want bright color. I want sparkle. So I'm using this marker just to add some color. Because I don't feel like pulling out the acrylics. And actually, I cannot find, not that I can't find it, I don't see my little acrylic paint tray. I also have a brown paper bag under my desk. I may pull it out, I'm not sure. I like the way this turned out. Oh, I already did that one. You know, maybe if I make another one and put the sealer just on the top, because it is, I don't know, it's not flattening out. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I have these little scrap pieces that are left. Oh, and I guess I can't tear these little, once I put the this contact paper on the top, it can't be torn. Let's see, maybe I can tear this edge. I can tear this edge and then add some color. I know the idea of this setup was for me to be in camera, but I feel like I've spent more time bending down to get things. Okay, and I couldn't resist it. This one was just calling for some paint. And normally when I used my acrylics. Uh-oh, that's too much. I use my acrylics like watercolors. So I didn't even prep and set up any water because I was kind of excited to do this. This was kind of an impromptu You know, impromptu when you really should be doing something else. Like, you know what? Who wants to do laundry when you can craft? This one needs some more orange. I may have to pause. Uh-oh. I may have to pause and go find. It's on this desk somewhere. It's not like it's lost, but see where my little paint tree is. I know. Oh, that is so pretty. Like the pop of color on the newspaper. Oh, this one. Let's go ahead and put the little piece of newsprint. I am going to come back in another video and embellish these and decorate them. I'm just prepping. I'm doing the prep work, so I have a bunch of little stuff, to decorate. Let me see. I have this little piece, but it doesn't have any words on it. What else do I have in this little basket? Even the sound of this tearing is just so satisfying. I think I just love paper. So for Christmas, like I love that whole idea of just tearing, I don't know, tearing paper, throwing it. So for Christmas, I don't know, growing up, we could not, we had to, neatly open your gifts and put the paper in the trash bag. So with my son for Christmas, I enjoy like the sound of tearing paper, balling paper up. So normally for Christmas, like I just let him to just rip into everything, and we just throw paper in the air, throw it on the floor. So like this sound. Oh, you know what I think I want to do? I want to make like just some. I just had this thought. Oh wait, I did want to see. I wanted to save this picture, but I had just had this thought. I want to make some, like, not these pockets, but I want to make some tip-in pages, like a whole page that I can just stick in there. I just want to trace this before I forget, because I thought this would make a nice pocket. Like a whole page that's kind of already decorated, and I can just tape it in, or maybe add journaling on the back. So let me cut this out because when I first saw this picture, I said, "Oh, this would be a really nice little envelope or something, a nice little pocket to hide something in." And I don't know if you all notice how hard I concentrate when I cut pick. when I cut paper, that's why I say it's hard for me to, I can write and talk at the same time, but cutting paper and talking at the same time is kind of difficult for me. So I am left-handed, but I use scissors with my right hand. And the only reason I had to learn to use my right hand is because after kindergarten, they do not make left-handed scissors. So yes, it takes me a bit of concentration. So it's kind of like, you know how they give you those left-handed scissors in kindergarten, and then after that they're like, oh, they don't make them anymore. Deal with it. So even though I love fussy cutting, like I have to concentrate. All right, and my battery is going down. So I think I will take a break and make some more envelopes and come back. I am back. I had to stop a minute and pour out some paint because I felt myself about to make a mess. You know how you can just feel you are about to waste paint everywhere. So I poured out some paint. I got some water. And yes, my desk is getting messy at this point, but I pulled out a bunch of scraps to make tip ends. And then some of these scraps, these are the leftover pieces from when I cut my junk journal. Like when I added glue to the pages, I had some extra pages left over. So these are already sized perfectly. And I pulled out some more of those library cards out of my stash. And basically, I just want to prep some tip ends. All right, see, how am I going to do this? Because normally when I'm not sure. Like normally when I use the acrylic, I use water and then I have to dry it. But I don't want to make that noise in your ear. So you know what? Let me just prep a few and then put them to the side and let them dry. And this is the perfect project just for if you just have scraps lying around. Oh, that came out so pretty on that pink paper. And I love using acrylics. Like they don't quite blend like watercolors. I'm trying to see what, but you get that, I don't know, it's like this bold pop of color. And this is what I was talking about. This is the metallic that I have right now. And it is so sad. It gives a tiny bit of shimmer, but not much. And I don't know if you can tell, this is my favorite piece of paper. I think this is like I had a few little scraps of it left that I am just hoarding and holding on to. And I am not going to even try and remember off the top of my head what collection. I know it's Vicky Boutin. It's one of the Vicky Boutin, one of her last collections. It was print something, print maker. I'm not sure if I want to paint my little baggies. I guess I need to add that to my I need to add that to my list to find like this paper bag dye. Yes, I know I could trace some and cut them, but a dye is just so much easier. Even though I don't pull out the die cutting machine. That's what I use. So if any of you, like, if you want to use dies, but you don't need the whole machine, you can just use the die as a template to trace things. Let's see, I didn't like that that purple didn't pop on this brown. And I don't match colors. I rather if things don't match. I like the colors to pop against each other. And I'm saying I don't match. It's actually a science to it. If I actually ever stopped to, I looked at it once. Like if you look on the color wheel, it's the colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel that pop the most. But I'm not pulling out a color wheel. If it looks like it pops, I just love pops of color. I love just color, texture, everything all piled in one. I need to dry this. I feel like this needs some hot pink, just a splash of hot pink. And I'm going to come back and cover these. I'm not sure what. I don't think I have a color that really goes with this because this is not like yes, I know I like to stick pink on everything. I don't think pink was the thing for this one. Move some of these aside. That's the other thing. This acrylic dries really fast. I mainly just use the heat gun if I want to write on top of it really quick. And I need to, I feel like actually I do have one. So I feel like the colors that are missing, I need to find like a metallic gold. And I have not found just a mustard that I love. I love mixing mustard and pink. But I want to find like I don't know, this mustard will do for now, but it's not quite it. And for these, I guess I can, like, I may come back and decorate them. I can always use them as a pocket. Like I can notch the top and just glue it onto something as a pocket, stick hidden journaling, use it as a tip in. And I have never been a big fan of purple. Like lately, purple is really just. And I think one of the I want to say Happy Planner had something like this purple and peach, and since then, like I have been loving purple and peach, like this combination. Let me see, I don't think all of them need paint. That really didn't need paint. I feel like once I pull the paint out, let me see if I can add. See, this gold is just not doing it. Maybe I have some glitter. I don't wear glitter. See, this is where I knew I was going to make a mess. I don't like red, but I'm just trying something. I have some gold, but it's like in my storage. It's in my little storage bin. I was trying to see if it would give textbooks. So I have been collecting brown paper bags. And I have one under my desk, but I don't want to tear it up just yet. Actually, you know what? Oh, I want to tear this, but I think I will wait. I really want to tear this, but I don't know. I can also do some tiny journaling on these little hearts, so I won't tear it just yet. And this will also make like a nice little punch a hole, make a tag, put some ribbon. I think this is my favorite. You know what? Let me paint another piece of newspaper because I am loving the way that turned out. Even though that wasn't my original plan to actually paint the newspaper. I like the look. Let me see, what did I use? It was like purple. And see, this is why I love acrylics. Like they don't blend. Like if you're trying to blend things, it does not blend. It layers really good, but it doesn't blend. But if I tried to do this with watercolor, this newspaper would just fall apart. Like I would just have a soggy wet mess on my desk. What other color was it? I used that green on the edge. Not teal. And you know what I'm going to do with this? This would be a nice library pocket, like the insert to the library pocket. Let me see what shape it will before I cut it. No, maybe I should just. I need to glue this on to something else. I got a piece of. I'll just glue it onto a piece of copy paper until I get ready to use it. Because if I leave this, if I just leave this on my desk, you know, won't I just glue the whole thing on, and when I get ready to use it, I can tear it up into little pieces. Now, I'm not sure I can journal on this, but I can. I'll be able to use it like as a layer. Okay. And you know what I'm gonna do? Let's try a different color. Let's try some. Oh, let's rinse this. And I was actually about to quit because I was like, this video has already been long enough, but I just need to try this. All right, it needs a little of this pink. So the plan was to like just make a bunch of these little envelopes and pockets, but I'm liking this idea better of just having these little pieces of paper ready to create another project with. And I'm thinking the purple paint must be thinner because you can see the type coming through the purple paint better. Or maybe I just had too much paint on there. Have I tried the mustard? Yeah, I don't think I like that mustard on the newspaper. The mustard on the newspaper is giving dingy vibes. Let's go, yeah. Add some pink and fix that. Y'all see what I'm talking about when I say pink just saves the day. All right, let me just add a little bit to these torn edges. Add a little so when it's torn, the edge will have some color. Let me see if I can add it on this one without getting it. I'm not sure. I will have to wait until I tear this up to see if that's actually on the edge. Let's add some more pink. And I think that is done. So next time I am going to try glitter on top of here. I think that will be perfect. Just dump some glitter and find a way to seal it in. I know y'all are like, she wants to put glitter and pink on everything. All right, so I think I have enough. I think I have enough scraps to make a good stack of little DIY embellishments. Let me just stack up everything that I have. So I have little inserts, things I make tags out of, tip-ins. We have a few little library pockets, just a little bit of everything. So stay tuned. I'm going to come back and make a whole little stack of DIY embellishments, things to add to your stash, build your stash. All right, I think I kind of got carried. Yes, I kind of got carried away. the plan was not to do all this. The plan was to make some little pockets out of this newspaper, and of course I got carried away. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any ideas, because I have more newspaper. So I don't know. Let me know if you have any ideas, if you got inspiration. But stay tuned for the embellishments that I will be making from this.